Yakuza 7 and 8 had this particular scaling problem. 7 more so than 8. They did iron it out with the second entry. But there still felt a little bit of this scaling problem if you did not particularly grind. Everyone remembers 7 had the infamous moment of the difficulty spike, which is when you're infiltrating HQ. In walks Majima and Saejima for a boss battle. And you find that despite them being roughly around your level, that they absolutely kick your ass. They may be like a level or 2 higher, and it may only be the 2 of them, but Majima and Saejima hit like freaking freight trains. Majima has his Shadow Clone ability, of which this particular set of games is where Majima gained his Shadow Clone ability from. And he has that in that particular boss fight. So not only does he hit like a train, he has clones that also hit like a train. And that can soak up quite a bit of damage. And if you hadn't grinded, it was kind of virtually impossible. You did not survive long enough unless you like spammed healing, or like you were able to just spam buffs without anyone getting knocked out. And so 7, of course, was the most infamous for this particular problem. It was RGG's first crack at the whole turn-based formula, so it's a bit understandable. But this problem still sort of persisted in through with the 8th entry. Around the time that you'd reach this area of Honolulu's map, you'd be around level 26, and suddenly all the enemies were like level 30 to like level 28, and that was a real problem. Just like with the Majima boss fight, you were heavily incentivized to sort of do the optional content to bolster your stats. Either way, it was not a particularly great time having to just stop the high octane action or the pacing that the story was going at, just to suddenly then have to grind just so you didn't get massacred by all the enemies. And so, at the end of my long-winded spiel, all of that was to say that I'm going to kill as many of these Gongja gangsters as retribution for the pain they put me through in Infinite Wealth.